I bet here we all know that Neymar is an incredible player, a footballer of tremendous quality, and is in fact his departure away from the Camp Nou, taking a move from Barcelona to PSG that started to set this club, Barcelona, in a downward spiral into a decreasing motion. Because if you really do take a look at the bad management that Barcelona had with Bartomeu and co, they didn't know how to fill the void of such a big footballer. And it was through several different buys in Philippe Coutinho, Ousmane Dembele, Antoine Griezmann, splashing the cash to try and find the player that fit the best. A mold that realistically, to try and match, you will have to combine all of those three players that I just mentioned, because the gap in quality, the gap in skill was actually that big. Like Pep Guardiola once said, I am pretty sure that if Neymar stayed at Barcelona, they would have won 2 or 3 more Champions Leagues, and that is honestly also my opinion. Taking this quote and mixing it with the news that we know that Erling Haaland could potentially stay for 1 more season at Borussia Dortmund if they get UCL football, it means that Laporta will have to look for a different superstar to bring into the club, and Neymar might just be that main priority. So we're going to be taking a look at my first initial reaction surrounding this piece of news, and also taking a look at the positives and the negatives that this could bring to Barcelona. So stay tuned and hopefully let me know your opinions by the end of this video. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? And welcome yet again to another crazy unscripted episode, because we are talking about Neymar, and as you know, there's no structure to this episode, so let's just get right into the positives that would bring Neymar into the Camp Nou. This is my opinion regarding the move and what I would see positive from actually having the Brazilian number 10 back in the club. The first of these reasons is that if Neymar comes and returns to the Camp Nou, there won't be potentially any more Messi dependencia, because we would have a player that is able to match that quality, that sort of output in games where you need to come out with a result. Before, when Barcelona had the MSN, any of those 3 players could have an off day, and the other 2 would kind of, and even you could just say one of them could take control of the entire game and make that his own. Barcelona currently don't have players like that are able to reach that sort of levels. We've seen some sparks of brilliance from Antoine Griezmann and Ousmane Dembele here and there, but they are nothing compared to what Neymar is in actual talent level. When it comes to his skill set, he's almost unmatched. For me, he's maybe the 3rd or 4th best player in the world, and having that sort of stature here in the team once again would add a lot of more creativity opportunities through him rather than just Lionel Messi. Currently, right now, if Messi has an off day, there isn't really any player that can take control of this situation. Neymar has kind of learned that playmaking role when he went to PSG, and that is maybe one of the reasons why he would want out, because he went to PSG to be kind of like the star, the goal scorer, but in reality, he's skill set doesn't really fit into that. Neymar is much more of an innovative player, a player that uses his flair to create for others, and that is something that he could exploit once again at Barcelona, now that Messi is not at the top of his ability, let's say. Now that Neymar can take that mantle, it will kind of be initially what Neymar anticipated when he first joined Barcelona back in 2013. The next reason basically is very simple, and if Neymar returns to the Camp Nou, Messi will potentially stay for 1 or 2 more seasons. The current rumor surrounds Messi signing a 2-year agreement with a 50% of wage reduction, that money could actually go also to signing Neymar, so that's a positive there. It means that Messi is allowing the club to sign another superstar because he wants the club to be competitive again, and that is where he could see Neymar as that opportunity. Not only are you getting a player of top quality, but also someone that knows how to relate with Messi in a dressing room, someone that will add a lot to him and could potentially take away from that mental stress that is just to be the main key player, the leader of this team. People like Ansu Fati and Francisco Trincao may suffer, but it is something that we're going to mention later on in today's video. And well, the third and last reason as to why I think this could be very positive for the club is that there's a lot of financial and marketing gain to get from this transfer. Neymar is one of the most marketable assets right now in the world. We're not only talking about a football star, but we're talking about a personality, someone that can attract a lot of sponsorships and potentially boost the gains that Barcelona can make with this transfer. I'm pretty sure that if they bring Neymar back in the long term of things, this would be very positive for the economy of this club. And that is something that Laporta will potentially be weighing with his other correspondents in the board of directors. Because if we are thinking about a box office, Lionel Messi right now is the only sort of character that attracts the general public to wanna watch Barcelona. But if you're someone that comes from Brazil and you're just visiting Barcelona, don't really care too much about, let's say, the football, but you actually do know who Neymar is, you're gonna be potentially paying a ticket to watch him live. And that is something that also adds to, well, this entire conundrum that is transfer and the business surrounding it. That is why someone like Neymar is very sought after, because he is just someone that could increase your economy with the flick of a finger, with the flick of a switch, with the press of a button. And that is massive. That really is. Moving now to the negatives, there's one very first big reason that I want to stress with you guys, and that is that potentially bringing Neymar in could cut our funds where we could be using them to expand in other areas where we actually need bigger, more important players. So if you do take a look at Liverpool, you take a look at Manchester City, bringing signings like a Ruben Diaz, like a Virgil van Dijk have really sort of exponentially grown their defenses. That is something that right now Barcelona are lacking. Maybe potentially somebody else that could replace Busquets in the future, getting a new defender through a left back position are all priorities that are higher up the list than actually a winger. And that is something that Barcelona and Laporta should really think about, because paying around 100 million euros plus all the agent fees that would take to actually bring Neymar in, is that money not better served used elsewhere? At the moment of recording this video, Barcelona has the highest goal tally in La Liga with 77 goals, but they have also conceded almost 1 goal per game. That really tells you that there are other areas that need fixing, and especially that defense. And even if we're talking about attacking and attacking profiles that we would need, a number 9 is much more needed than a winger that Neymar is, because you do need a finisher to get in all these chances that Barcelona are currently creating. The next negative comes with Barcelona having an overpopulation of forwards already. You do take a look at Ousmane Dembele. What are you going to do with him? Are you going to sell him? He doesn't want to renew the contract. Are you going to renew him? You have all of these questions that you must answer. Coutinho is very much the same thing, because you have a player that right now is being linked to teams in the Premier League like Everton for 40 million euros. So do you take the cut there, or do you want to still prove to see if Coutinho is worth something? Antoine Griezmann will stay and go. Trincao, what about loaning him? 45 million euros was offered by Leicester last season and you didn't take it. Ansu Fati is coming back from injury. He's going to be returning at that same level. Even people like Martin Braithwaite, is he still going to be in a kind of substitute forward? And what about the ones that are not yet in the club, like Sergio Aguero and Memphis Depay, which are being leaked heavily into the club? There's much talk about the forward line right now. And surely, like I just mentioned, there is no room for Neymar, because Neymar will be one of those players that will start every single game if he's not injured. So you have plenty of names down the pecking order, and you couldn't potentially allow for all of them to stay in the club, because you have wages to pay and their wages are pretty high. And the last negative that I really want to mention comes in the form of this transfer being a high risk with a low reward. Normally you want it to be the other way around, but with Neymar probably leaving PSG for a fee similar to what they demanded as to when they signed him initially in 2017, it will be very expensive. The wages, like I just mentioned, are probably going to be very high. And if we do take a look at the injury record from Neymar, he always misses kind of the most pivotal part of a season. So it really tells you that it's going to be very difficult to sort of overturn this transfer if it doesn't go good. You also do need to understand that Neymar is also approaching 30 years of age. And for a player of this quality at this, well, like I say, stage in his career, is not particularly the move you kind of want to make. So there is really no resale value with Neymar here. He will be coming into Barcelona to stay for the rest of his career. And this is really the move that you want to make when there is so many other youngsters right now in the market, like an Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, that you could potentially go after. So indeed, Laporta will have to be very careful with the decision that he takes. Is it going to be Neymar? Is it going to be Erling Haaland? Is it going to be anybody else? Let me know in the comment box down below, what do you think, guys? And if you did enjoy this video, and this was basically my initial reactions to this Neymar news. This is what I think, this is what I think will be positive, what I think would be negative. So now I'm eager to hear your opinions on this as well. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.